All right. And thank you for tuning in for Let's Talk About It with Xavier Fox. I am your host, Xavier Fox. On Monday mornings, Thursday, and Friday afternoons, we're on a journey. Be ready to laugh and open to learn. We're going to learn other viewpoints on relationships, information on health and fitness, investing, sex, and much more. Today, we have Nicole Williams in the house. She's going to let us know what's hot. We're talking celebrity gossip, movies to Netflix and chill with, books to cuddle up with, and all the hot events, lounges, and restaurants in the DMV. If you want to participate on the show today, feel free to zoom in using the link which you can find on my Facebook page, Xavier Fox, or join the public Facebook group, Let's Talk About It with Xavier Fox, where you can get all the info and interact with the personalities on the show. If you go to xavierfox.com/radio-show, you can find the schedule for the month of February to see when your favorite personality or topic is scheduled. So let's get to it. Hey, Nicole,
Hi, Xavier.
what's going on with you?
It's been such a whirlwind week, month, between work and my social life. It's been crazy, but in a good way.
Oh, yeah, you and your social life, huh?
Yes, it's like I do not have a break, but that's okay. When I need to break, I do. But it's been a birthday week,
Oh,
to be
that's great.
remembered.
And happy birthday, lady.
Thank you, thank you.
So I know we never ask a lady her age.
No, it's okay. I am 39.
Oh
Can't believe it.
gosh.
Yeah. Believe I'm about to be 40. Sounds so foreign.
It is so funny because I always forget so your
What year
birthday
you?
is in January and you turn 39. My daughter's birthday is in December and she'll turn 39. So
Oh, really? Your oldest daughter, right?
yes, my oldest daughter, yeah. The younger
Yes.
one just
We're
turned
the same
30.
age.
Huh?
We're the same age then. Me and
Yes.
your oldest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's why I call you my niece all the time because I'm
Yes,
like, okay.
yes. We all have to get together with your girls. I want to meet your daughters too.
Oh, that'll be cool, especially if we can all wind up in Dallas together. That would be a great thing.
Oh, that would be so nice. Yes, I would totally meet you guys there.
Okay. I know you will because you'll
Yeah,
go
I will.
wherever.
Right. Let's say nothing but a word.
That's just a wonderful thing. I'm pretty much like that too. So what's going on? What's hot? What's going on?
Oh my goodness. Well, in celebrity gossip this week, you see Rihanna broke the internet and
Mm.
actually caused a little controversy, which I was a little surprised by because she's pregnant by her boyfriend, rapper ASAP Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
And people were saying that, a lot of most of the comments I saw were happy for her, but a few people were like, "Oh, she could have chosen better, and she downgraded." And one popular blogger that I follow was like really upset. Like I was like, "Do you know Rihanna? Like, why are you so?" Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't understand the negative feedback, but I was happy for her, for them. He seems to be a good man to her. Every time I see them together, they're smiling, they're laughing, they're traveling. So I'm like, doesn't look like a downgrade to me.
Well, I saw a lot of controversial discussions as well on the internet, but the ones
Yeah.
that I ran into seemed more about the debate of whether she is promoting, having babies out of wedlock. What do you think about that part?
I don't know that that applies to her because she has talked about wanting a child for a while now. It's not like she has any other children. So it's not like, multiples, if you will. Even though she could, it's still her business. So I don't understand that backlash. I mean, it's 2022. Women don't have to be married to have children. She's a freaking billionaire. She's probably better served, like Oprah, to probably not get married just from an asset perspective. So yeah, I don't get that. I don't understand that backlash. She never proclaimed to be some religious person that you need to be modeling your life after. In fact, she's already sort of controversial just with her personality. So
Okay.
I don't get it. It's her life. She can do what she wants. She's grown and she has all of the means and resources to make a nice life for her and her child.
She definitely does have that without a doubt. She definitely does not, it's funny because I was thinking about that whole video that they had, where the guy was like, what do you bring to the table? I pay the bills, so what do you bring to the table, and all that kind of stuff. So a guy going to Rihanna, if Rihanna was like, what do you bring to the table? Clearly he brings nothing but that.
Exactly. Exactly, because remember, she was dating some Saudi billionaire also, but we see that didn't work out. I don't know what they didn't really say why that didn't work, but she was with him for a few years. So just because a person has money or is wealthy like you are doesn't mean the relationship is going to last or work or that they'll make you happy.
And
I say if this man makes her happy, like you said, there is no amount of money anyone can give her because she has enough of her own.
right, right.
And so she actually has to protect her assets even more now because let's say she marries this guy, they get a divorce, it could turn really ugly really fast.
Oh yeah, it could.
Look at Kanye West and Kim. Well, I guess their issues aren't money, but it can just turn ugly really fast when you're a woman that has more assets than the man.
Well, Mary J. Blige and
Exactly.
somebody else.
Adele. I think Adele, the singer Adele, had to is paying her husband some sort of alimony. Halle Berry had to pay her ex some sort of. I don't think they were married, but it was like child support or something. And who's to say the man still won't propose? Plenty of men propose while their girl is either pregnant or right after. So I can't even say they're never going to get married. I never heard him say that.
While we're speaking about divorce and alimony, did you ever hear anything else about Stevie J and Faith?
Oh no, you're right. That kind of went a little quiet because I think he was seeking some sort of spousal support.
Yep,
yes, I haven't heard any more about that. Maybe she presented him with a gag order.
Apparently,
women are scorned and bitter when men break it off. Men are just as scorned and bitter when women break it off too.
They are. What else you got for me? I actually want to touch on some of the things you may have read or heard about Chesley. I saw
you and I were talking about that earlier this week or last week when it happened.
I saw a little video thing that Extra actually did. I don't know how I wound up seeing that. I haven't seen Extra in years, and it's so ironic that this time I actually saw it. And they were showing clips and stuff of how happy she seemed to be, and it just is really funny to me. Not funny at all, but I'm just saying weird to me because back in 2009, I think it was, when I went through my first heartbreak, I remember feeling like an actress anytime I was in front of people because I was going through so much hurt and pain on the inside, but I was still going to networks. I did a whole photo shoot. I mean, those pictures still come up from my memories, and there's some of they get lots of likes still, but it's
your
like
favorite pictures or people's favorite.
Right. It's like putting on that face to go in front of people. And I mean, they never mention a mate, and at 30, I mean, right now the internet is harsh. And so she went through all of that with being Miss USA and being the oldest. So I can only imagine, if she did not have a mate for whatever reason,
what pressure she may have felt.
The pressure that she may have felt, because that's what, she said, being significant. And so part of being significant for most women, we feel like we gotta, get married and have a baby.
Right. Especially like you said, by 30, when you're on the cusp ages, the 29s, the 39s, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go into a new decade. I don't have this, and this. I thought I was going to have this, and this. If you're not careful, you can easily go into a dark hole.
Yeah. And so it was just interesting to me how they did show her as being, so happy and stuff, though she did, openly talk about therapy. So she was definitely in therapy for something. And I don't know who missed that one. The therapist should have caught it or something. But have you read or seen anything else?
I was actually, so I didn't well, the ironic part was I remember when she won. I think that was the year three Black women won those beauty contests. It was like USA, Miss America, and something else. So I do remember her winning that, but I didn't really follow her career after that. So of course, when I take that back. When I was in Tulum recently, a girlfriend of mine, her and her daughter have a cute, beautiful TikTok page that's gaining a lot of popularity. So she said, "Look, Nicole, Miss USA commented on our video," and it was yes, it was Chelsea. So this was only maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago now.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So that's what reminded me of her recently. And then, of course, after she passed, I started, researching and Googling. I followed her Facebook pages. She was posting like TikTok videos the day before she died. And her spirit seemed very bubbly. She seemed very funny. She did seem very light. So, but again, that's not to say when you're finished recording, you're not going into a dark space, or maybe she got some bad news that we don't know about.
Right.
That can just flick the switch so quickly. Or like you said, just because we see people going to work, doing their normal things, it doesn't mean they're still not depressed.
That's very true.
So all I could think of, it had to have been an underlying depression issue. And maybe she didn't share it with her therapist because, like you said, the article said she was telling us in one of her Instagram videos that she had a therapist who was very good. And when she couldn't speak to her, she did her nightly routines to get peace. And she was telling the fans, what was some of the things that she did to decompress her day. So yeah, it's like what happened, which triggered her, that she couldn't even lean on her own coping mechanisms that she normally did.
And there is, especially now, social media is really rough on women. So
yeah,
if you
I thought
internalize,
she was a very beautiful, attractive girl.
oh, she was.
Yeah, she was so pretty. And she said that when she won Miss USA, people were so mean to her. I'm guessing white racist people calling her ugly and she didn't deserve to win. And her body, they were making fun of her body. And I'm like,
Yeah.
She's like perfect. What is there to like make fun of?
And, saying that she was manly and all that kind of stuff. I read that stuff too.
Yeah, but she was a pretty beautiful girl. So I was so confused.
You know what?
But like you said, social media.
Even when the most beautiful woman, all have our insecurities, because when you look in the mirror, even though you may love yourself, you don't necessarily see what other people see. You see your imperfections. You grew up with your imperfections and stuff,
Right.
So
and other people might find them beautiful, but we are still our own worst critics,
Absolutely, absolutely. So I just really, that really caught me, I guess, because my youngest, she's the same age as my youngest daughter.
She sure is. She sure is the same age. Yep.
Yeah. So I just was like, what? And you have all of that going on? Girl.
Exactly. But she did seem, but like you said from the article, she may have had all of that going on, but it almost seemed like she lived a lonely life too, though.
Yeah.
It seemed as though she lived alone in that apartment. I didn't hear her mentioning any, like you said, no boyfriend, but I didn't even hear her talking about any girlfriends either.
Right. No mate whatsoever.
Right. So I'm like, maybe she was sort of a loner.
And she really didn't mention any friends.
No, that's what I mean. She didn't mention any girl, just regular homegirls. I didn't hear any mention of them. So I'm like, did she have any friends? Like, yeah, that can be hard too if you don't have many friends.
And sometimes
you just need one good friend. You don't even need a lot of friends, but you just need one or two good people
that you could call. And sometimes we get so caught up in building that empire and all of the things that she was doing until maybe you don't really form any close bonds because you can't reach out. You don't have time to reach out. So
it could be that too.
Yeah. So what else you got for me? What else is
Oh,
going on?
the lesson I learned from her. So one of my really good guy friends, I have not heard from him in a few weeks. He lives in North Carolina. We send each other little funny memes and stuff, like platonic, totally platonic, but good friend. And so normally he responds back. So I realized the last few funny things I sent him, he hadn't been responding. So I
Mm.
got on the horn quickly. I was like, oh no, I gotta find him. So I'm like, because last time I spoke to him, it did sound like he was a little bit down. So I was like, I gotta find my boy. I'm calling our mutual friends. I'm like, have y'all talked to so and so? Where is so and so? So yesterday I wrote on his page, where are you? And then I left him a voicemail. I said, if you do not respond in 24 hours, I am coming to get you.
And
So
he knows you will.
he texted me, right, he texted me this morning. He was like, I'm sorry, Nicole. I was a little sick. I think I have a virus, stomach virus. Sorry I didn't respond to you. I said, oh, okay. I just had to make sure, because if I don't hear from you, I'm coming down there. Uh,
And he
so
knows you will come.
Oh yes, he actually said, "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't respond because I would love to see you." He's been trying to get me to visit him in his new home in Charlotte for the longest.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make my way there by the summer. But I do know sometimes he can even struggle with he's very social, very happy. But I do know he sometimes does struggle with bouts of loneliness. So I said, "Oh my God, I got to check on him." So it just reminded me we just have to do better on checking on people.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm always busy. I'm always doing stuff, but I'm still always here for you, you know. So I said, don't worry, I'm going to check on you this week. Because that's what happens. We get busy and we just forget to check on people. Not that we don't want to, we just forget.
And that's one of the things that I try and do. You know, I've had different experiences in life where I at times have felt alone. And I know my
Mhm,
friends are busy as well, but you know what I
mhm.
try and do when I do have that moment, even if it's when, you know, I'm in the bathroom or whatever,
Right.
I will go through my text messages, my recent
Yeah,
text messages, and I'll see who's in there, who hasn't
yeah,
responded to what, and who has
yeah.
drifted down to the bottom of the text messages. And those
Right.
people, I'm like, hey, what you doing? What? Hey,
Exactly.
what's going on with you?
Exactly. You
Haven't heard
got
from you,
to.
stranger. What's going on? You know,
Exactly. Are you okay? Right.
exactly.
Just checking in.
I have some 20 plus year friendships. And if anything happened to those women, because they're like
Mm,
sisters to me, I just
mm,
can't even
mm,
imagine, you know, because
mm.
we've raised our kids together, you know, we've gone through some things
Gone through
together.
life together.
So yeah, that's important to me. Another
Yeah.
thing I want to touch on, and I don't know if this probably goes along with our um divorce and what's that called, spousal support thing. Did
Oh
you
yeah.
know that Lisa Bonet's ex-husband has a $750,000 RV?
What? What's his name? Jason Momoa or
Yeah,
something?
something like that. Yeah,
Yes.
everybody
Because we
likes
all started to see them divorcing. We thought they were soulmates.
right. Yeah, but I guess he got, well, I maybe he has money on his own.
Oh yeah. I mean, yes, he does. He probably has more than her because he's been steadily acting.
Okay, yeah. So I just heard this morning, I was watching well, I
What?
wasn't watching it, but something was on TV, and he's staying in a $750,000 RV. That's what
What?
that's what he's doing right now.
So he moved out of the house to stay in a. I get. Well, he must like RVs because if he has 750,000,
So that's
he
like they
doesn't
were
have to
saying that's
stay in
equivalent
RV.
to staying in like the Ritz-Carlton, the way that thing is set up.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure it looks like a mansion
That's that's
on
that's
wheels.
more than some houses.
Oh, yeah, that's more than probably most houses. He must just, yeah, I guess he just loves that RV.
Man, what
Yes, I was very surprised. Well, I can't say that I was surprised. Well, I was because they were just always together, and he had talked about how basically he manifested Lisa Bonet into his life. I guess he's
wow.
younger than her. He said he always had the biggest crush on her from the Cosby Show, and he was just always from a teenager. I'm gonna get that girl.
Wow.
Yes, so he
Okay.
literally manifested her.
Well, I wonder if I'm gonna be able to manifest
Yeah.
LL Cool J
Oh,
or Boris Cujo. Maybe I can manifest one of them
she's looking good too. So good.
with his big
LL is
head.
aging in reverse.
You said what?
LL is aging in reverse. That man, him and Method Man just get finer in time. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I ever thought Method Man was fine. Anyway, I got
Really?
one more I want to throw at you, and this is
Oh
a
yeah,
big one
yeah.
because it just happened. Nicki Minaj went on Instagram with that dude.
Oh my gosh, I saw it today and I posted it in that truth. And so I watched it. Did you see it?
No, I haven't.
It was only 18 minutes long and it was mostly silly stuff. But at the 8 minute mark, if you don't see anything else, because it was not anything worth it wasn't anything special. But the 8 minute mark was the best thing she said. And at that point, she should have left the room. Which was, I loved when she said to him, Kevin, and it was clear they were both trying to respect each other. So it wasn't like his normal,
Yeah, I've
vitriol.
heard. That's what I heard, that
Yeah, he was
he was
very meek and mild. He
walking
gave her
on
a 9.
eggshells.
Yeah, she said, "What do you rate me? Because I know you rate people." Of course, he's gonna say a 9 to her, right? Even though
Right.
she is, but he's not going to degrade her.
Right.
So, he only degrades weak women. So he, at the 8 minute mark, she said, "Ladies, this is all I want y'all to do." She said, "I am so tired of seeing y'all women on TikTok and social media talking about, her New York accent, talking about what can we do to make these men like us? What can I do to get them in?" She said, stop that right now. She said, "You need to worry about yourself. Focus on getting your own career. Focus on getting yourself together and stop worrying about if an N-word likes you or not."
Yep.
And so at that point, I was like, okay, Nikki, drop the mic and exit the building, because there was nothing left to say after that. So of course, Kevin was quiet. He didn't even say it. He didn't even have a comeback for her.
Yeah, I
And
heard.
he's never speechless.
I know. But the thing is, they said that he knew that she could end his career if he said the wrong thing. It's like they said her people were pursed and ready. If he had said the wrong thing, they were going right in and cut him off.
Even with sex, she put him in his place. She was like, hold on one second. Like, how often do you think, she said, can a man go 3 times in one night? He was like, huh? I guess you could tell he was thinking, where is she going with this? He was like, probably not, especially if he's working hard. She said, well, how much do you think a woman should be giving a man sex then? And he was kind of like, well, whenever he comes home, whenever he wants it. So she was like, huh? What? So it was just funny how she flipped it. Like, even when it came to sex, she was just like, how come a man can't even give a woman what we want half the time, but yet he expects her to perform for him all the time?
Right.
So it got to the point where he basically ended the conversation. He was just like, oh, well, do you have anything else to ask me? Because I guess he was traveling. He said, I gotta go, I gotta pack. So that's why it ended after 18 minutes.
Okay. I think Nikki was trying to drag him in, and he was
She
like, "Oh
was,
no, y'all not gonna get me."
He wasn't going for it.
He was going in there. He knew that her crew was perched and ready.
Exactly. He knew. What is her crew called? It's not the Beehive. That's Beyonce. But yes, he knew.
Right. Yeah.
He didn't want to mess with her.
But
she was playful. I mean, she wasn't disrespectful or anything. But yeah, I was shocked to see her on there today. I really was.
I was shocked to see that even happened. I was like, how did Nicki Minaj and that dude wind up talking?
Yeah, because she was like, I've been wanting to talk to you for a while now. I guess she's been seeing all of his problematic things.
And they were saying that they were surprised that he didn't. Well, they weren't surprised, but they thought that he may have tried to go in on her, because I guess the guy that she married is not the most upstanding person.
No, he's not. I mean, honestly, Nicki Minaj represents everything he hates.
That's what I heard I heard them say on TV.
Yeah, she's everything he hates about women. She's everything he degrades women for. Yeah, so I don't think she's someone that he respects. He may not respect her per se, but he knows she will make his ratings go up.
Yep, she made his ratings go up, and he played it safe because he knew she could also destroy his whole little thing.
Exactly. So that's why he had to just go lightly with her. But right, she's loud. She's quote unquote ghetto. She, got a fake body. She's married to this man that is a derelict who is like a accused rapist. He doesn't have a job. Like, she's everything. She had a baby and got married later in life. Remember, he says women are no good after 30. So she is literally all of the things he tells his callers about that they're trash.
But he said she's a 9. I
But
guess
yet
he's
she's
rich.
lying. Yep, well, he was like, it's about the symmetry of your face. You have nice eyes and lips and symmetrical face. It was just, no, he did ask her dress size though. He said, how tall are you? Well, she asked him to rate her. He did not volunteer. And he said, how tall are you? And what is your dress size? So she said, I'm 5'1". I could tell she didn't want to give up the dress size. And she was probably lying because she said a 4. Now, had that woman said an 8 or a 10 and she was a regular woman, he would have ripped her to shreds.
There's no way she gonna get all that booty in a 4.
Exactly. And she just had a baby. So we know she ain't no 4.
Right.
Because she was even like, I don't even know. Because she knows she's not a 4.
Well, you know what the thing about it is, she probably has her clothes made for her, so they make it for her body.
True. That's true. She doesn't even know what her size is because she doesn't need to know.
Right. She doesn't need to know. There's somebody that handles all of that. What else you got in celebrity gossip?
Let's see. I think those were the hottest ones. The Rihannas, the Chelsea. Am I saying her name right?
Chesley.
Oh, the Janet Jackson documentary was this week.
Yeah.
I saw most of it. I fell asleep on some of it, so I still got to go back. But I think we knew most of it.
Really?
There was a lot of emphasis on her relationships with men, which have all been pretty bad. Yeah. So that was so sad. Like, so she said Jermaine Dupri was like the first guy that wasn't an addict. And it felt like her first husband left her, James DeBarge, on their honeymoon, left her in the hotel room for like hours so he could go get high.
What?
She had no idea where he was because she was only like 17 or 18 when they got married. And they were friends. They were good friends because they both came from these musical families. So, they just met in show business. And so they got married kind of on a whim. She didn't tell her parents until after it happened. But she said, after they got married, she was alone in her room on their honeymoon.
Wow.
She said she used to comb the streets looking for him in the drug houses. His addiction was bad. Yes, Janet Jackson. Now, again, this was the young Janet Jackson, but still, she was still famous.
Right. She was still Janet Jackson.
Yep. So
it just going in the drug house. You can't go in the drug house.
Yep. She was looking for him because he would be gone. So that's essentially why they divorced.
That is a story that you would not expect to hear from her. I've heard women, regular women say before that they've gone in drug houses trying to find their men or their husbands, worried that they're going to overdose or, whatever the case is. That is not an experience I would anticipate that Janet Jackson would be able to share with somebody.
Exactly. So I think they got that marriage annulled. It only lasted a year or less.
She wanted to go how they got it annulled. It's not like, I'm sure they had sex. How did they get it annulled?
Oh, of course. Well, of course. Oh, you're right. Because in order to annul, that means it's not consummated, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why she said annul. Maybe she must have meant divorced. Because remember, people kept saying she had his baby at 17. She claimed that she didn't. Her no, though, wasn't a hard no for me. So I'm still a little bit shaky on that.
And here's another thing I saw on something that was on. I'm in Milwaukee, so I watch live TV, so I see different stuff than I do when I'm in Chicago, and I have my smart. Well, I got a smart TV, but I don't have the internet. Anyway, that's a whole story. Anyway, they were talking to the girl because they were saying that the girl still believes that Janet is her mother, and the reason that she believes that is because it came back. So apparently, her mother, her and what's his name, James?
Yes, Chip DeBarge.
The DeBarge guy, they did a DNA thing and it came up 96.75%. And it was somebody in Janet's family, not the girl. Somebody in Janet's family. Was it Janet's aunt? It was somebody.
Maybe the auntie, because probably the auntie.
Because it's an aunt in Janet's family. There was somebody in Janet's family that also believes that kid is Janet's. And so Janet's aunt and the DeBarge guy did the DNA test and it was 96.75. That's a really different number.
Yes, it really is.
But the difference could be because it's the aunt.
That's true, because the aunt's DNA would be slightly different.
Right. But it was 96.75. So, I mean, that's still high.
That's still very high. And they even talked about that, though. Her sister Reba spoke on it. They showed, I think it was Jermaine, one of the brothers has a daughter who is the spitting image of Janet. And so that's the one that she said everyone says is her daughter because the girl has her exact face. So yeah, I don't know. She was like, why would I ever keep a baby from their dad? And I'm thinking, well, if their dad was a crackhead, I mean,
Right, right.
that wouldn't have been hard to do.
Well, I
So
remember
yeah,
back
I
in
don't
the
know.
day. I remember
Seems
back I remember back in the day, because Janet is just a smidge younger than me, I think. Just a
hmm
smidge. And
hmm
I remember back in the day when they said that Janet had a baby and Rebe had raised the baby.
Yeah, because Rebe was on the show and her responses were a little cryptic too, because Rebe was kind of the only one not really in the spotlight. So it would have been easy to do.
Right, after she
So
did
yes, I
Centipede.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, girl.
He
It's
said
crazy.
no, but I wasn't sure I was believing them.
Yeah, I'm not sure I believe that either. So even after doing the whole documentary thing, we still have
Mhm.
some doubts. But it's really funny to listen to men talk about Jermaine Dupri cheating on Janet Jackson. They're like, "What? You cheated on Janet Jackson?"
Exactly. How could you? You know what he said though? He said that by him dating Janet, he got even more women, he said more women were throwing themselves at him,
Hmm.
knowing he was with Janet. And so he basically said, and what did I do? He said, I was a man.
Hmm. Yeah,
So essentially it was temptation all around, heightened, I guess, because of her. And he
mhm.
gave in. He just gave into the flesh. And so
One
he
of
was
my
cheating. Yep.
exes used to tell me all the time that being seen with a beautiful woman, a
Yep.
powerful, smart woman, all of that, it
Mhm.
raises a man's stock. So if
Yep.
other women see him with that type of woman, they start to wonder, I wonder
What
what
is
he's got that can get
it?
her. Because there's that one joke, I can't remember, I think it was a Chris Rock. He used to tell that joke. He said, when a man sees another man with a woman, he says, "Oh, I want a woman just like that." But when a
Right.
woman sees a woman with a man, she says, "I want that man."
Exactly. Exactly. So it was all of that going on. He was never home. She said he would come home. She said his work was his girlfriend. He was always in the studio. He would fly in from wherever and go straight to the club. She's like, well, geez, can I have a minute of your time? So they were together though for 7 years, and she wanted his babies. And he said that honestly, looking back, if that if he really they could have made it work, but he didn't try hard enough at the time.
And
But
when
it
we're
sounds like they're
young,
still good friends.
when we're young, we make some, especially
Yeah,
and he was balling still. He was still
yeah,
balling on his
he's an
own.
icon. I mean, he's an icon. Those guys can't turn it down. It doesn't matter who they're with. They can't turn it down. Look at Beyonce and Jay-Z.
I know. So you know
They
what?
can't turn it
Did Jay
down.
is that a truth? Did Jay-Z actually cheat on Beyonce?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He made a whole album talking about it. After she released Lemonade, he made a follow-up album talking about it. Yep.
'Cause I heard some people say they thought that it was just a publicity stunt.
No, I mean, yeah, they did say, well, they definitely made it into one, but I'm sure he did cheat because he has always said how he was emotionally immature as it pertained to women and relationships. Before Beyonce, he was never really in a serious relationship, I don't think.
Right. And I didn't don't he have a song where he said he would never get married or commit to
Or
someone or something like that?
probably, yes, probably. I mean, he made the huge song Big Pimpin'. So, yeah, I think he ever saw this life the life that he has now. I think he loves it now. But yeah, I think that adjustment was hard for him at first.
Wow. So, all of our iconic women that we wouldn't think anyone would cheat on, Halle Berry, Janet Jackson,
Every last
Beyonce,
one.
they've all been cheated on as well. So,
Every last one. Like somebody said on Facebook today to one of my guy friends, she said, what does this say about your species?
right.
Exactly. The male species is just out of control.
That is so crazy. So, what about the books? What books are we reading? What's the books we're reading?
I am reading my book club. Well, I'm supposed to be finished, but I'm almost finished. It's so good. It's called Razorblade Tears.
Oh,
Definitely recommend it. It's about a friendship between a white man and a black man. They were brought together through the death of their homosexual sons who were married to each other.
wow.
And so they were murdered. And so it's really a murder mystery. We're trying to figure out who killed them and why, because it was so brutal and they were very nice guys. And
Wow.
so it talks about the struggle that and you never really hear about it, I guess. The men really struggled when the six sons were alive to accept that their sons were gay. And so, it's filled with all of that and how they really did love their boys. And so now that they're gone, it's so much regret that they're having of how they treated their sons. It's really, really good. And it's talking about race, it's this country like white guy and this black guy who's been in prison, like hard black guy. They're like really forming a friendship bond over their son. So it's really a nice story. I think they're making it into a movie too.
Oh, so what movies are we Netflixing and chilling with?
Oh gosh, I haven't watched TV in so long, or a good movie. I don't know what's out now. I still need to watch Ozark. Ozark has returned on Netflix, the series. But I haven't watched a good movie yet. So I have to get on that for next week.
I still have to get caught up on Sisters, the new season.
Oh, yes.
I didn't even get to finish the old season, and I haven't seen any of the new season yet.
Yes, I haven't either. So yes, we need to get caught up on that too.
And so what is going on with events and stuff in Chocolate City?
Oh, wow. So we have this weekend, tonight, Thursdays, is Living the Dream at OZO Cigar Bar on M Street. Friday, they have my favorite band I always talk about, Secret Society, is at Mix Lounge, downtown Silver Spring. Saturday and Sunday, I am drawing a complete blank right now. But there's always something going on in the city. There's always something going on. People are out on U Street. People are out at, Creole on 14th. That restaurant always has nice events. So yeah, you do need your vaccination. I think we talked about that. You do need your vax card to go anywhere in DC, restaurant or lounge. Or anywhere, yes. But yeah, other than that, I'm so out of the loop this weekend.
Okay. How's the weather there?
It's okay. It's been cloudy, but no snow. Cold, chilly, but not freezing temperatures.
Yeah, I had to stay here in Wisconsin because Wisconsin missed the storm, but Chicago got hit.
I heard. I think they're still under some snow now.
Yeah, they are, and apparently, I've read a lot of people complaining about the snow, the city's plow trucks or whatever. They're not really getting to the streets and stuff. They need new plows or whatever. They're breaking down out there.
Chicago has state of the art everything.
No, I don't know what they do with all this money that they collect on parking tickets and red light tickets and all kind of everything they can make up a ticket for. But Dallas got snow. My daughter sent me pictures this morning. Dallas got snow too. And
I heard that.
It's extremely cold there.
Austin too. Texas.
Oh, Austin got it. Okay. Yep. I know Dallas got it. She sent me pictures and it's like 21 degrees there.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. So yes, they're getting more snow than us right now, but we've had our share.
Okay. All right. So you got anything else for us? I know, your time is up. You got to get back to doing what DC folks do.
Yes, before I clock out. Yes. No, that's all I have.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming and doing your What's Hot segment. As usual, you are the bomb, and I really enjoy our little girl talk in the middle of it. That's a great thing. Your show is taking on its own form. I just love it.
Yes, it has. I've replaced Whitney Williams, right? My last name is Williams.
Hey, how's your book doing? What is it called?
Oh, Dating Diaries, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It is available on Amazon.com. I haven't plugged it anywhere lately, so thank you.
And you have Nikki's Nails?
Yes, Nikki's New Nails. So for the woman who is on the go like me, who doesn't either have time to go to the salon or is tired of paying $100 for a full set, because that seems to be the new price now after COVID, you can go to www.nickisnewnails.com and order your press-on nails. And I have all different designs, and I wear them myself every day. I don't get my nails done anymore. I wear the Nikki's New Nails, and when one nail pops off, I just glue another one right back on. But they usually last me about 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. All right. Well, until next week then.
Okay. Take care, X.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll talk to you then. All
Okay.
right. So we just wrapped up another great show. And today is February 3rd. If you're listening to a replay of this show, be sure and catch the live shows on Mondays from 7 to 9 a.m. and on Thursdays and Fridays from 12 to 2. If you would like to rep your city as a correspondent on the What's Hot segment on Thursdays to share upcoming events, celebrity gossip, movies to Netflix and chill with, or a good book to curl up with, if you're interested, connect with me at Xavier Fox at xavierfox.com. Be sure and visit my YouTube channel, Xavier Fox Media, and click subscribe so you don't miss any of the shows or my podcast. I have my next podcast on February 27th. You definitely want to be in the house for that. If you'd like to connect with me on social media, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn as Xavier Fox. That's XAVIAFOX, Xavier Fox. My book, The Men in My Life and What I've Learned, is available on Amazon in Kindle format and paperback. You can also purchase an autographed copy on my website, xavierfox.com. Be sure and visit my website for information on all upcoming shows and events, as well as merchandise such as t-shirts and coffee mugs. And I hope you enjoyed today's show. Tune in again tomorrow at noon for new shows from Khalid Scott and his Relationship Reflections and attorney April Prayer's legal show. She's got an outstanding guest tomorrow who was wrongly convicted at 16 and served 28 years in prison. You don't want to miss that and find out about his journey. Until then, stay safe and be prosperous. And I am out.